Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm a little bit late. Obviously, have to give people a couple of minutes. Just left Olivia the Oracle's Speaks live stream. Obviously, I know I said I was going to start my live stream, but I'm a little bit late. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But don't worry. You know what? It's still happy hour here, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I have to go by my old standby. Yep. Listen, when in doubt, the Ciroc Boys is in the building. All right. Yes, Ciroc Apple, gentlemen. Let me make myself a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, I don't always wear my hat, but I figure I'd take it off this time. Had a long day. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Izzle? Hey, niece, how's everybody? I know that was a long ass live stream, but she had to do it. I understand that, And going back to the last live stream, I tell you, old Dusty Gator, boy, let me tell you. I mean, didn't she sound pathetic? I mean, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. I appreciate the likes. Appreciate the thumbs up. Yeah. Oh, what's up, man? Yeah, yeah. I had to talk about that bitch on the last one. I tell you. Hey, Miss Burnett, how you doing? I mean, she sounded really pathetic. Hey, Red Wings hockey, how's everything? How's everything? You already know. Doing the Ciroc thing. Hey, what's up, Dale? Yeah, she's damn. You know what? I need a new pair of Gators, man. I'm ready to. I mean, you know what? If you have any little kids in the room, please put the kids in the bed. Make sure that the kids are away from this here live stream because, in fact, I'm gonna give them about 15, 20 seconds because you know me. I mean, I get a little disrespectful, so to speak. You know what I mean? What do you mean? Don't do it, man. I mean, listen, she has this shit coming. Are you serious? I mean, I'm about to slap this bitch into some gators for real. I need a new pair of shoes any fucking way. I'm really tired of her stupid ass bitch. So, I mean, sometimes, man, she's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, well, that's her homie Trump. Isn't she a Trump supporter? So I guess and she's losing more followers than Trump at this rate, man. That fucking orange face, that orange face bastard's name. He's either the orange face bastard or you know what? I have to give a shout out to my man Dale. He gave me this particular name, and I might use this one, the Tangerine Tyrant. I love that one, man. I tell you, that is pure comedy gold right there, man. You need to patent that, for real. I tell you what, if I patent it, I'm going to make sure that it's 65-35 and make sure that you get the 65 because it's your creation. I'm not greedy like that, man. I don't mind. But you know what? Dusty Gator is not going to be tonight's topic. I mean, if you were on Olivia the Oracle Speaks live stream, we've spoken enough about the stupid bitch. And I'm not even going to... I'm going to do an upload later on... okay, well, I don't care. I'll still give it to you, man. I'll still give it to you. And I'm not even going to speak on Medusa Simone because, I mean, she's a real wretched looking character herself, but I digress. I don't feel like talking about. What I will talk about, though, and one of my subscribers asked me to speak about it, and I was going to wait to speak on it with somebody else, but I figure this has to be something that has to be talked about. I mean, let's face it. When it comes to these so-called designers, I mean, you saw what happened with Burberry today. We've already seen what's happened with Prada, Gucci, all of these so-called, European fashion designers who have been making money off the backs of black folks for years upon years and have never truly respected them, by the way. And now, because of the orange-faced bastard, they are emboldened to do whatever they want. I mean, let's forget the fact that many of these so-called fashion designers, they employ homosexuals who basically are making a mockery of women, and in particular, black women. But we want to spend $2,000-$3,000 to wear Chanel or wear Burberry or wear Prada, Gucci, Fendi. We'll spend whatever dollar amount just to be in fashion. And where has that gotten us as a people? Absolutely motherfucking nothing. And it's sad because it's funny. Yep, you're right, Kareem. You know, they talk about they don't want us to wear the clothes, but meanwhile, they'll do things like that, you know, to garner, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, to garner whatever they want to galvanize, basically, their fan base. And they're letting you know, listen, nigger, we just want your money, and we don't even give a damn about your money. This is how we really feel about you. When they put that noose around the neck, the blackface, and then they figure, you know what? If we apologize to these niggers enough, they'll go for it, and they'll go back 3 to 6 months to buying our shit again. And the sad part is, a lot of our people will do it. And what's even worse, you have a piece of shit like Money I Can't Read Mayweather having the goddamn nerve. Oh, well, I will wear Gucci no matter what. That motherfucker probably spells Gucci Gucchee. The dumb motherfucker. And it's sad. It's really pathetic. He is one of the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer of our generation. But this stupid bastard has the nerve to back an oppressor. Now, he didn't come out and say, you know what, I want to back one of our black-owned, or even, I would have even respected if he had said, you know what, I'm Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm gonna make out my own brand of shit. The TMT crew or the TBE, the best ever. Could have did that. Well, you know, right? You're absolutely right. Dr. Clark did say that, and he is absolutely right. People who cannot produce their own underwear, you're absolutely right. They are not fit to be a nation. I mean, it's really pathetic. But not old Money Mayweather. I mean, he is proud to wear his oppressor shit. Talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy whatever you know what? He has the right to do that, but we have the right to call him out on it. He's an absolute disgrace. And he's no better than those people who have made a mockery of us. And I tell you what, don't come crying when you're flat broke to the black community talking about, well, I've been putting in work XYZ, because you basically spit in their face when you did that. And you're right, he is an illiterate joke. He's one of those motherfuckers, I tell you, hey, what's up, Jasmine Virgo? Remember back in the day, they used to have those commercials like Riff, reading is fundamental? Well, I guess when it comes to Floyd Money Mayweather, it's more Riff, reading is fucked up. Stupid motherfucker. Boy, he better have, and you know what even makes it even worse? Is this dumb motherfucker, you have all this money. Don't you think that you could pay somebody to teach you how to read and write? I mean, our ancestors died not only for, now we'll get talked about of, oh, they've died for the right to vote. Well, a lot of our people died to learn how to read and write as well. And for this bastard to not even think about that, Oh, I'm making millions. You know how many broke boxers there are? And he's amassed a fortune. But the fact that he's over 40 and still fighting, that tells you something. Do not be shocked that when Floyd Mayweather hits 5-0 or something like that, and he turns around, oh, I owe the IRS $550 million. Because remember, he had to write out a check not so long ago to the IRS. Of course he paid somebody to make a public speech. Well, we know goddamn well he didn't write it. Bastard. Excuse me. You know, it's really sad. Listen, Fantasia worked hard and did what she had to do to get her GED. And I have a lot of respect for her. Because she came from absolutely nothing. See, Mayweather, I'm not going to say that things were handed to him because he still had to work to become the great boxer that he is. I'm not going to totally disrespect that. You can't do that. It wouldn't be fair and it wouldn't be right. But he didn't have to go the same road that Fantasia had to go. I mean, he did have a father that was in the boxing game. And even though I remember his father best by getting the shit knocked out of him by Sugar Ray Leonard long time ago, Floyd Money Mayweather did learn the ropes, mainly from his uncle Roger, who was actually the better trainer and the better boxer. And he became, at first, he was Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, and then he became, as we know today, Floyd Money I'm a Coon Mayweather, and I can't read. But, unfortunately, with a lot of our people, see, the more success that they have financially, much like Cyndi Lauper, you see their true colors shining through. You see, with a certain amount of success, you see the people who they truly are. I mean, we've seen so many cases like Floyd Mayweather. Let's call a spade a spade. They start out like, oh, they're really humble. Yeah, I remember the great Sugar Ray Leonard. And you know what? He still does a pretty decent job of calling the fights when he does the Premier Boxing Champions. Yeah, he should. I absolutely agree with that, Jasmine Virgo. But it's sad. You know, his ego won't allow that. I can tell you that right now. Because Floyd Mayweather's ego is about as big as a Las Vegas showroom. I mean, let's face it. He's such a bastard. But let me tell you something. Anybody who claims to be of African descent, if we are still buying from these people, Prada, Gucci, Fendi, Burberry, and yes, Timberland, and a lot of us got sucked into that, you know, the Timberland boots and things of that nature. And remember, the guy who actually created Timberland clearly stated he does not want us to wear his boots. And I didn't know that that tree actually symbolized strange fruit. Yeah, well, actually, the storm has already passed, Kareem. It actually has passed already. It's actually been pretty light. It started out very strong, but now it's going to switch over. And you're right, Tommy Hilfiger did say the same thing. So many of them have done so. And then Tommy Hilfiger had the nerve to recruit. I tell you, these live streams, it's always something going on with these live streams. I don't know what it is. But yeah, the Timberland boot, I had no idea that it was strange fruit. I found that out several years ago. But after I bought like several Timberlands, I mean, I was addicted to those damn Timberland boots. I'm not going to sit up here and lie because listen, when you're from New York City, especially when you used to live in Harlem, listen, Harlem cats have a certain flair. They have a certain style when it comes to their clothes. I mean, at least the Harlem I used to know. Now it's really gentrified now. I mean, the Harlem that I used to know, they wouldn't put up with this gentrification, but unfortunately it is what it is. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. But anybody who is buying from these people, they're damn fools. And you know what? The community should excommunicate those guys. And right now, there's more than enough black people who are doing their own thing as far as the clothing industry, where we don't need to buy from these guys anymore. I mean, it isn't this designer or bust. There's no excuse for that. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of these people think about, it's cyclical. I mean, one year it's Prada, the other year Fendi. Now, back in the 90s, remember they had the cross colors. The early 2000s, Sean John. I remember the mid-90s, of course, with Karl Kani, Fubu, even though one of the guys from Fubu turned out to be a real asshole. And, he crossed over to the other side. Yeah, I remember Fubu very well. All the black designers, cross colors. I mean, there was a big thing. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, Jasmine Virgo, the Burberry thing where they had the noose on the neck. Yeah, I remember Fat Farm, of course, with Russell Simmons. In fact, that was part of the reason Fat Farm went away, was because when Kimora Lee Simmons and Russell Simmons, they're divorced, they broke it up. His part was Fat Farm and her part was Baby Fat. So after that, there was sort of a rift. And of course, Rockefeller for a long time. I mentioned Karl Kani, Dale. Yeah, in fact, remember Tupac wore a lot of Karl Kani stuff. And I remember, a young Aaron Hall also. I mean, there were a lot of black designers, but it seemed like as soon as their time went, it never came back. There never was a turnaround time for them. But meanwhile, all these other people like Fendi, Gucci, Prada, even Bally, remember the Bally shoes and things of that nature? No, they don't want us to be great. But at the same token, we can't wait for them to give us anything. We have to take it. I mean, there's no question about it. There is no revolution when you're sitting on your ass. You have to make them want to do things. That's all there is to it. You have to go ahead and force yourself. But yeah, those designer houses, they weren't making a lot of money. And it seems like as always, we're going to be held responsible for somebody else's plight. It's always our fault, somehow, some way. No matter what, it's a black man or a black woman's fault. Why is Trump in office? Oh, it's black people didn't come out to vote, which is the biggest lie in the world. It's because white women that look like Hillary Clinton and had a chance to put a white woman in office decided 68% of them to vote for their daddy, the orange-faced bastard. That's why he's in office. And I tell you what, the way it's set up right now, I can tell you, this orange-faced bastard might end up getting a second term. Because there's no way, if you have a conscience, that you can vote for a clown like Kamala Harris. You can't vote for her. Cory Booker, we know is a crook from his Newark, New Jersey mayoral days. You can't vote for him. Now they're going to bring out Bernie Sanders, that old retread. He has the charisma of a snail. You can't vote for this clown. And Bernie Sanders talked about, I used to march with Martin Luther King. Well, guess what? So did Andrew Young, and he's a certified coon. And if you don't believe me, go look up Meet the Press. Go Google that in August of 2017 and look up how Andrew Young was actually felt bad for the young white Americans talking about they're the forgotten Americans, and he understands the young KKK members. So it lets you know how useless old bitch-ass Andrew Young is. Yeah, I said it. So we could be set up again for another 4 years of that orange-faced bastard. So if we're not careful, especially with these candidates that we have right now, I mean, we're in a whole lot of trouble. But you know what? I'm going to be honest. In a way, yeah, please look that up, nephew. But no question, he certainly did that. And I was as shocked as anybody, to be quite honest with you. In fact, you can look it up on YouTube as well. And it was a Meet the Press that he actually did that. And in fact, I actually saw it on Nicole's View. And if you get a chance, please get a chance to watch Nicole's View. She's very good at what she does. Excuse me. But it is very sad to see, yeah, her channel is wonderful. It is very sad to see what's going on with our people. I mean, but there are so many so-called distractions, like this, this semen-sipping bastard, Jesse Smollett. I could care less. And how he lied. He wanted that double Nigerian footlong, and now he's got his foot up his ass. He looks like an absolute clown. But they'd rather push that narrative than what's really going on with our people here in the United States of America. Yeah, Bernie Sanders, he is officially running again for president of the United States. I know that there's another candidate who just dropped out. I cannot think of who that is right now, but and also from what I'm hearing, ex-Vice President Joe Biden is thinking about running for president of the United States as well. A lot of people were talking, who do you think the Democrats will push the most? I have no idea. I think it's a little too early to tell right now. I think we'll know more about that probably around June, July, even though I know it's the 2020 election, but you'll start to see the playing field, so to speak, sort of level off. So we'll see who they really push. But I agree, Dale. And yeah, I'm the silent W. Yeah, I'm going to do some more research as well. But yeah, I'm glad you brought up the LGBT whatever community. I'm really sick of them. They are the biggest bullies. And not only, in fact, let me just rephrase that, excuse me. They're the biggest bullies in our community right now. They are one of the top 3 bullies in America, along with the police departments and the government. These guys have ruined sports and entertainment so badly. And I'm going to give you an example of how the LGBTQ community has ruined sports. Remember the ESPYs a couple of years back, where they actually gave an award to someone who wasn't even any good. Remember Michael Sam, who was playing, well, he used to play football in college. He was an All-American at the University of Missouri, and he came out where he was openly gay. And I don't know what the ESPYs were thinking, but the ESPY Awards were decided, we're going to give a guy who's never played a down in professional football at any level, but he was a college All-American, we're going to give him an ESPY Award for courage because he came out as an openly gay person. Now, I'm sorry. Yeah, he was drafted by the Rams in like the 7th round, but he didn't even stick. Now, I tell you another thing too. I'm sick of that word homophobic. It is the most overused word in America and the most misused word in America. Excuse me. Because, ladies and gentlemen, to be homophobic means you would be scared of homosexuals. I am not scared of these folks. And I don't think you voicing your opinion to say that I don't care for the lifestyle, but they have the right to live however they choose, that is not being homophobic. And let me tell you something. To me, I'm sorry, people. And this might sound harsh. And you know what? You know me, folks. I don't give a damn. I'm going to say what I want to say. I mean, if you're a man putting your mouth on another man's penis, I don't see where that's courageous. I'm sorry. And for the people at ESPN to figure, you know what? I'm going to give an award to a man just because he came out to say that he's dealing in sexual relations with another man and not dealing with the sports aspect at all. To me, that's an absolute joke. And you made a joke of the ESPY Awards. I mean, how is another man having relations with another man courageous? I mean, if that's the case, well, shouldn't Superhead, remember Catherine Stevens, Superhead Stevens? Shouldn't she get an award? Like a Lifetime Achievement Award? Oh yeah, that clown who used to be Bruce Jenner, they had the nerve to give Caitlyn Jenner an award. I mean, what an absolute joke that is. But if you say anything bad about that, you're homophobic. Don't kiss my ass. I mean, yeah, they want you to apologize now, Dale, for being a real man. Like if you're a real man, you know, a man who likes women, it's like they want you to apologize for that. If you're a man who wants to stand up for something that they truly believe in and do it in a respectful manner, that's a problem. Look at the way that the NFL has treated Colin Kaepernick. And look at how, even though he settled privately and quietly with the NFL, oh, he's a sellout. Like he wasn't supposed to settle at all. First of all, Colin Kaepernick lost 2 prime years of his career. He deserves to get paid. There was no real reason for people not to sign Colin Kaepernick. We all know that he was, and I'm not going to use the term blackball, he was whiteball. Let's call it what it is. There were black folks keeping Colin Kaepernick away from the NFL, even though there were a few that did speak out against him, like Ray Coon Lewis, that piece of shit. Then you had clowns like Shaquille O'Neal. I'm very disappointed in Shaquille because he knows better, coming from a military background. His father, his stepfather, who he credits for raising him, is a military man. He's from the Army. He knows better. Yeah, Jason Shitlock, that fucking 400-pound bastard, piece of shit. You know, he and Stephen A. Smith flip-flopped so fucking much. He was an absolute, you know, Stephen A. Smith. It's like you want to be like, oh, he's all right, he's this, but he's a real coon. And he flip-flopped so much. He's so scared of not getting a Disney check. He's pathetic. When Stephen A. Smith had a chance to stand up, especially back in the Ray Rice deal, where he backed down when that damn Michelle Beadle told her, oh, you need to apologize. Well, all he said was, women, be careful. That's all he basically said. Now, listen, Colin Kaepernick has to feed his family, too. And Colin Kaepernick put his money where his proverbial mouth was. Colin Kaepernick was in our communities giving back. Colin Kaepernick never changed his ground. Now, unfortunately, what happened to Colin Kaepernick wasn't just the owners stood against him, but you had two particular players, Malcolm Jenkins of the Philadelphia Eagles and Anquan Boldin, who at that time was with the Detroit Lions. He later retired and is no longer in the NFL. Those two guys hijacked Colin Kaepernick's movement, set up a meeting with Roger Goodell last year without Colin Kaepernick. How can you? That's like setting up a meeting about civil rights without Martin Luther King. And don't you just love how they always throw Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, excuse me, up in our faces around these first 2 months of the year, along with every other time. When they want to give an example of a black man, well, they should do it like Dr. Martin Luther King. Well, you know what? These crackers love Dr. Martin Luther King so much that they gave him 3 hot ones. They smoked him like a fucking turkey wing. And they have the nerve to talk about how much they love Dr. Martin Luther King. And kiss my ass with that one. But they always give us that example of Dr. Martin Luther King. Oh, that's the way black folks should be. Man, they disrespected that man when he was alive. But, you know, as far as a lot of these people are concerned, the best Negro is a dead Negro. And unfortunately, a lot of our people, especially now, and I tell you what, the Honorable Malcolm X and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, along with Dr. Martin Luther King, they would be turning in their graves seeing what's going on with a lot of our people. Yeah, I don't know if he needs. You know what? Maybe he would try and. I don't think they would let him become a senator or a congressman because they would throw that flag up in his face all the time. And the funny part is, anybody that knows anything about this Colin Kaepernick thing, it was never about the flag. He even mentioned that. In fact, there are veterans, and I'm a veteran myself. I'm a veteran of Desert Storm. There are veterans that have their own club, Veterans for Kaepernick. It's 5,000 strong and growing. But nobody wants to bring that up because and it's so funny, Kaepernick came from a mixed environment, but he wanted to embrace his black heritage. And I think that he's done a wonderful job of doing that. But they always have to change the narrative. Yes, you're absolutely right, nephew. He did talk to a veteran even before he took a knee. And not only did he take... You know what's so funny about that? He took the knee away from everybody else because he did not want the publicity. He tried to be away from the camera. What happened was, and this was during a preseason game, mind you, he was hurt and he was rehabbing from surgery, and he at first was in a suit and he was kneeling. But then he was put back on. He was taken off of injured reserve because he was first put on the PUP list. And if you remember, the PUP list is the physically unable to perform list. And you have a certain amount of time to be taken off that until, like, right before the season starts in the NFL. Because if you don't get taken off the PUP list before I believe week 3 of the preseason, then you're not able to play until week 6 in the regular season. So in week 2 of the preseason, he was taken off the PUP list, and he was in active gear, which would mean his uniform. And oh, thank you, Eva. I appreciate that. I'm just grateful to be here because, hey, listen, some of our people did not make it back, but I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful to my unit. We all came back in one piece. But the reporter had followed Colin Kaepernick, and he asked him Why are you kneeling? He said, I'm kneeling because of the police brutality. Thanks, Jasmine. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. But Colin said that, listen, I'm kneeling because of the police brutality that's going on towards my people. These people are unjustly getting murdered for no reason. Now, all of a sudden, the orange-faced bastard is the one that made it about the flag. And we all remember how he did that. Oh, these guys, if I were owner, these owners are my friends. If I were a NFL owner, you son of a bitches, you are fired. You're all fired. I mean, that orange-faced bastard, he's the most disrespectful, the most embarrassing president that we've ever had in the White House. And that's saying a lot. I thought that George W. Bush was stupid. No one is more foolish, in my opinion, than this clown, the orange-faced bastard. Because when you think you're the smartest guy in the room, you're a dangerous person. And to think that this person is in charge of pressing the nuclear button, that's what scares me. Because at any fit of rage, this clown could press the button that could end the entire planet. And he's stupid enough to do it. Because he doesn't believe that shit stinks. But you know what? I know that the Most High that I serve would not allow that to happen. And I'm not just talking about some mystery spook, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I appreciate that, Nasiah. I appreciate that, Nasiah. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, these adult beverages are starting to get here a little bit. But yeah, that's how the Colin Kaepernick thing started. In fact, I was there. I was at the NFL headquarters a couple of years back. Oh, bless you. Bless you so much, nephew. Yeah, I poured another one. God bless y'all. You know what? I thank everybody that's on the live stream right now. I thank everybody that's subscribed to me so far. You know, we've come a long way in a short period of time. And I'm going to be honest, when I first came on YouTube, I didn't put the work in that was necessary. I love you too, Samantha. I love you too, niece. I appreciate you. I appreciate my nephew, the real royal couple. I'm not worried about them. Yeah, that's my man, Dale. Me and Dale, man, we go back, man, 20 years, man. I'm just grateful that he reached out to me, man. I tell you what, Bush does seem smarter than this clown. I mean, George W. and that's hard to do because George W. is stupid. I mean, he's as dumb as rocks. But this clown is more dangerous because as bad as Bush was, you could tell that W was humble. There is no humility in this clown here. This orange-faced bastard. There's no humility at all. He is just a straight-up clown. I mean, he thinks that he can run a war better than a general. He thinks that he can cook up better meals than a chef. He automatically thinks that he is the smartest guy in the room. And he is an absolute disgrace. I mean, he has the nerve to... No, I was actually in the Marines. I was in the Marine Reserves, and then I got the call. In fact, I got the call. I'll never forget it. On Thanksgiving in 1990 at 12 noon. And to be quite honest, me and my mother cried like babies because there was a very good... we actually thought there was a very good chance that either A, I wasn't coming home. Nah, I'm not going to say I was a real badass. I just did what I had to do. I'm going to be honest. See, my mission was different from George Sr.'s mission. And that's why if you look at some of my videos, I have a video where I'm toasting George Bush Sr.'s death. That's part of the reason why. Because he interrupted my life as a 21-year-old to fight a war over his sorry-ass oil. Yeah, at that time, the Bush family had $60 million worth of oil at the Saudi Arabia-Iraqi border. You're right. It was all about survival. My mission was to come back as close to as the same way as I left. Yeah, you're damn, yeah. And I'm still toasted to that sorry bastard's death. I tell you, he died 20 years too late. He and Ronald Reagan died 30 years too late for our people. Yeah, I said it. And I don't feel bad for saying it. Because let me tell you something. Our enemies don't feel bad when they're killing us. So I sure as hell do not feel bad when these enemies are dying. And I do believe that. And listen, Dick Cheney ran that White House. George W. did not run that White House. Dick Cheney was the guy behind the White House, not George W. Bush. That's right. You came back in two pieces? Yeah, well, if you're drinking a beer to it, well, you know what, man? Don't worry, I still save something for you, man. And you know we have to link up next week. We've already spoken, brother, and we're definitely going to do that. But listen, oh, that's right. Oh, my. Hey, you never told me about that, man. Man, you never told me about that, Dale. See, that's messed up, man. But we gonna talk about that. Yeah, we definitely have to link up, man. Oh man, you know what? Life is a real journey, man. It's a real journey. That's why every day above ground is a beautiful day. I mean, there are certain times where I have to catch myself because certain times you complain about certain. I mean, we're all human, and we complain about certain. Hey, what's up, Iron Fist Spyro? How you doing, man? I know I was a little late, man. Nah, man, you never told me about the broken arm, man. But you know what? We definitely gonna link up on that. But you know what? It's crazy. I mean, God willing, late September, man, be 50 years old. Hell, I'm going to be honest, I never thought I would see 25. And I'm just grateful for every day. And I know that there are certain days are better. Well, they say certain days are better than others, man, but I tell you, sometimes you look back at certain things and like, damn, how the fuck did I get here? But it's a beautiful thing, man. And you know what? I really thank God for YouTube, man. This YouTube is fun. You know, YouTube is a humbling thing, man. It really is. I mean, you can see there's a lot of pettiness when it comes to our sector a lot of times, but there are so many good people on this YouTube platform. I mean, all the people who've taken the time out to even watch me. I mean, my crazy ass. Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I'm just grateful, man. I'm grateful to be amongst the living because a lot of people, unfortunately, did not wake up this morning. And I'm just very grateful to be among those people who are still here. I mean, that's all you can do is deal with stuff one day at a time, man. That's all you can do. And you know what? I figure, and I do say this a lot, but I really do mean it. Once you wake up, everything else seems to take care of itself during the day. And it really does. Yeah, this thing keeps freezing up. I think the next time it freezes up, I might be out of here, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you what, I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Oh, bless you, nephew. you know I wish nothing but the best for you and yours, man. I mean, you and Samantha, y'all are some beautiful people, man. Been rocking and rolling with me for a long time, and I definitely appreciate it. And I'm just so grateful, man. Yeah, the buffering, it's a little annoying, but it's okay. I'm just glad that you're here with me, good brother. Goodness, man. Boy, the stories we can tell, right, Dale? That crazy ass place. Oh, baby. You think I'm drinking now? Oh, fuck. Actually, I don't. I only drink on once in a blue moon right now, man. I don't really drink that much, man. Oh, come on, man. It's only right that man, y'all have my back all the time, and I'm not just saying this for you two. I'm just saying this in general. You, Kareem, y'all are some wonderful people, man. I mean, and please, you know what? Check out Samantha's channel, Samantha Williams. She has a wonderful channel, and she's such an inspiration, especially to the young ladies out there. I mean, she tells her truth in such a wonderful, wonderful way. You know what? What would I tell a young man going into the service? You know what? And it's funny because I used to be one of those guys who was gung ho about, no, I ain't joining no white man's army. I'm not joining this, that, and the third. But one thing I will say is, don't be stupid like me and join the Marines. Join the Air Force where you can get a skill that you can make some money in the real world, because the Air Force is much better for that than any other branch of service. That's number one, if you were to join any branch of service. Number two, I'm going to be honest. The service is not, like, I couldn't do it. I was never active duty. Well, I was when I got activated for Desert Storm, and when I went to school in 29 Palms, California, I was active duty. But like doing like the 4 years service, I just couldn't do it. Yeah, it's fine with me. It's fine with me, niece. You know, you can put up your channel. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Yeah, the Navy never again volunteers. So yeah, we said that yesterday. I remember that, brother. But yeah, I would tell them to join the Air Force first and foremost, and I would tell them to really think about what you're doing before you sign that contract, because the military lies a lot. Let me tell you. They'll tell you one thing and renege, but if your heart is really into it, you can get a lot out of it. You really can. And plus, we need to learn certain things in the military. It definitely gives you structure. It gives you a certain amount of discipline if you don't, have that already. But, oh, listen, you think the Navy's racist? Remember, the Marines are a department of the Navy, and they're just as racist, if not more, than the Navy. Trust me. All of these branches of service are prejudiced. I mean, who are we kidding? Anything dealing with the United States of America is prejudice. I mean, this country was built on prejudice. It was built off of our sweat and our blood. There's no question about it. So you have to know that going in. And let's face it, when you're dealing in everyday life, there is a degree of racism, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. So it's just up to us and how we deal with it. Are we going to deal with it in a belligerent manner? Are we going to deal with it in a passive manner? Or are we going to play it halfway? And sometimes we don't want to show our hand. But we also can't let them just push us over. Too many of our people have given their lives, excuse me, for us to just sit there and take whatever scraps the oppressor gives us. Those days are long gone. And that is one thing that I will say. Yeah, and I'm the same way. I did my 6 years in Hall. I couldn't do 20 years. I couldn't do it. I'm too much of my own man. I mean, I just am. I just can't be a part of somebody else's. Can't do it. Now, the one thing I will say about my time in the military, I met a lot of good people, and they're wonderful. I mean, they were the best, man. And I tell you what, yeah, I see it's buffering again, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I did come back this time, but I think the next time it does that, that's going to be it for me. See, I'm going to be honest, like a lot of these guys can do like 4, 5, 6, 8. Listen, when YouTube becomes a job like that, I'm not fucking with YouTube no more. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. I don't know how people do 5, 6 hour live streams. I mean, I have a life. I can't do that shit. I mean, no offense, but damn. I don't like folks that much. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be here. Oh, man, I could talk 5 hours about some dumb motherfucker. Yeah, right. Are you serious? You know me, niece. I can't do it, man. I'm not going to waste 5, 6 hours on what's going on in these YouTube streets, or, you know what? I hate the white man. Gives me nothing. I can't do it. Or, you know what? I'm a Steeler fan and the Steelers need to do this for 6 hours. I could care less, man. I mean, I might do an hour and a half, maybe. I think the longest live stream I've had I have to check on it. It might have been 2 hours. Might. And that's a big might. I mean, I'm getting close to an hour now, and I'm like exhausted. Don't worry, folks, this is water. Yeah, I don't... And I'm going to be honest, this will be the last drink I have for a while. And I really don't drink that often. To me, it's just a waste of time. You outgrow things like that when you get this age, you know? But I'm really enjoying the time. Niece, I swear, God bless you. I love you guys so much, man. You guys are wonderful. And I always, you know what? I always have to give a shout out to Olivia, the Oracle Speaks. She's been so magnificent to me. It's unreal. She really has. And she really hasn't had to. And I'm just grateful to be part of the live stream. And listen, I'm going to be honest. My niece and nephew do a 20 times better job at being a moderator than me. I'm just being 100. But I'm just grateful that she even has done that, man. She's the absolute best, man. I mean, let's face it, like I always say, real recognizes real, man. And she's as real as it gets. And I can never say enough or do enough for that woman. And all the best to her and her family. I wonder how Unc is doing, the doggy. I wonder how he's doing. God bless him. He's a cute little doggy. I like him. And Brandy, too. You know, Cousin Brandy's one of the best, too, man. Because she's so sweet. She really is. Yeah, but you know what? You guys are magnificent. You really are. And you know me, I'm not one of these guys who kiss anybody's ass. I'm just not. But I give credit where it's due. And you guys are the absolute best, man. Man, Iron Fist, man, you everywhere, brother. And you do your thing. Wherever you're at, man, you are top notch, man, my man. I give you the utmost respect, man. Wherever I see you, you doing your thing, man. You know, I swear, this YouTube, man, YouTube is something else. It really is. And you know what? Even the people that I don't always agree with, and listen, I'm not a fan of Dusty Gator. I'm certainly not a fan. I personally think that Medusa Simone is more dangerous than Dusty Gator. Even though Dusty Gator is just, she's actually pathetic. I feel bad for her. But, you know, it takes a lot of nerve to come up in front of hundreds and sometimes thousands of people to put your life out there. And I have to, I give everybody the respect that they deserve. Now, to me, I don't mess with a person until you put Auntie's name in. Once you put Auntie's name in your mouth too many times, then I'm going to come at you. That's just me. And trust me, I'm about to do one on old Medusa Simone a little bit later. And you know me, it's not exactly going to be PG rated. So when I do that upload, you better put the kids to bed, and it might be a little bit disrespectful, but you know what? I wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. So it is what it is. Yeah, and she's lying throughout her teeth. And what makes so bad is we all have the receipts. Because I know that I've liked just about every video that Olivia's done. And there's no doubt about it. I mean, she's been caught in so many lies, it's pathetic. But you know, see, Medusa Simone is more dangerous because Medusa Simone tried to come in the back door like she was a friend to Olivia, and she's a fucking backbiting snake. I mean, first of all, I'm glad she's a lesbian. She's done men everywhere a favor, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? But oh, I appreciate that, Nasiah. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Live stream, excuse me. But yeah, she's a snake, man, and I don't like snakes. You know, I burn snakes. But it is what it is. She has to live with herself at the end of the day. And again, she's doing every man a favor by being a lesbian. I mean, she's done every man a favor for that. Thank God. Because I wouldn't want nothing to do with that anyway. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, man, her little girlfriend, she can have that bitch. I mean, she can do whatever, they do whatever they want. And you know what? They could do whatever they want. Just keep Olivia's name out their fucking mouth. They do that, fine. If not, then you know me. I'll roast them. And I'll roast them so hard, they'll be as crispy as Tommy Sotomayor. But that's another story. Yeah, old Pill Mill Simone, forget her. But you take care, Nasiah. And in fact, I'm about to end this live stream. It's been almost an hour. That's a little too long for me. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. Thank you, Real Royal Couple. I love y'all to death. Yeah, fuck Dusty Gator. She finished, man. She's sad. You know what? I almost felt bad for her. Thanks a lot, my good brother Dale. You know, I almost felt bad for old Dusty, but she lies so much. Now, thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you, everybody. You sleep well. You sleep well, too, good nephew. Thanks a lot now. And so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Uncle Claude White. Please like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen.